Well, good evening. Today is Friday, January 19th, and we have some birthdays today. Today is Garrett Strong's birthday. So Garrett, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Garrett. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Steve over at Embracing Chaos. Steve's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And it's also a new subscriber that just joined our channel. She doesn't spell her name right. Everybody can choose how they wish. She spells her name S-A-N-D-I. I spell mine S-A-N-D-Y, but we'll accept that, Sandy. But today is Sandy, and she gave me the correct pronunciation of her last name because it's C-A-N-O, and it's pronounced Cano, C-O-N-O-H. So, Sandy, welcome to the channel, and more importantly, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all three of you have a great, great birthday today. I just kind of had a lazy day today. I just didn't do very much, to be honest with you. Sophia came over and shoveled the snow. Christy obviously brought her. We had to go Jim brought Alyssa to work because I was going to drive her, and I just didn't feel like going out. It's just like one of those days I just wanted to stay in the house. And so I stayed in. I watched on Netflix a 3-part documentary, The American Nightmare. I remembered it when I started watching it. It was about the couple where they said the girlfriend was kidnapped during the night and they didn't believe her, and they said it was like The Gone Girl. Have you ever saw that movie with Ben Affleck? It was a pretty good movie. And Neil Patrick Harris was in it also. It was a really good movie. But anyway, the police department didn't believe her. They thought she was lying, and she was ostracized by everybody, and it was just they thought it was a big hoax, and they had to go into hiding because they got so much hate. And then it turned out, no, she really was kidnapped. She really was. So it's only a 3-part. They're like, what was a 45-minute episode, so that would be a 135 minutes, a little over 2.5 hours. So I watched that. I watched My Traders on Peacock. I like that show. I have a couple favorites. I have a couple that just annoy me. But it's early in the season. I like that because they get rid of them really quick. Two in every show. You're gone, out the door. It's kind of I think it's a hard game to play, really. But I like that show. And then I talked with Christy when she came to visit, so we sat and we just talked. I didn't get her on the video. And then did a little bit of light housekeeping. Not much. But I'm not beating myself up anymore. I'm learning acceptance. This is just seems to be who I have been lately. I don't know why. At least until Lent starts. I'm preparing for Lent. I want to thank Sheila because Sheila sent me a very lengthy email. I printed it out, and I'm going to read this every day, Sheila, because it really has given me some inspiration. It's given me some really things to ponder. And a lot of times people don't like to write comments because they don't want other people to see them. I always have in my description box my email address. So if you want to drop me an email, I do get some lengthy emails, and I love them. I have no problems with them. I read them, and I take them to heart. And I've gotten so many suggestions for different channels to watch, which I've checked out. Different recipes to try. I just so appreciate an email. A lot of times people just don't want to comment on YouTube, and I completely understand that. But she came up with some really, really good thought-provoking things for me to think about. And one of the things that she thought is on my cruise, it's a great time to try different foods that you have never tasted before, or ones that you have not so fond memories of. And then she put salmon. Well, we all know that salmon in Alaska is going to taste a lot different than salmon from a can. And since it's on a cruise and you can try anything for free, I am going to try some salmon. So thank you, Sheila, for the suggestion. I thoroughly agree with you that I need to try some different foods. I think maybe I'm in a food rut and I'm just tired of eating the same old things. The dietitian even said that most people eat the same 25 foods. Their whole life. They eat the same 25 foods, and they very rarely venture out past them because of they just don't, or they have not so fond memories. I have not so fond memories of salmon. So everybody always says like a nice piece of salmon or a good piece of salmon. My son Danny loves salmon. He makes it all the time. And so, I'll try it. I like that suggestion. And then she came up with some ideas for Lent. One of the ones that I thought that was a good one, even though fruit is a natural sugar, it's a good place to start. Usually you buy 3 different types of berries. Why not just buy one? I think that's a good idea. I think that I eat way too many berries. Now, I know that berries are good for you. I know berries are healthy and they have all the antioxidants and stuff like that. But it's true of any kind of food, whether they're 0 points or 25 points. You can abuse a food. And so I do think that I do need to rein it in a little bit. So that's one of the things I'm really considering for Lent, along with my other things that I normally do. I usually do the alms. She has suggested like given to charity. I usually do that anyhow. But thank you, Sheila. And like I said, I told her in the email, I printed it out. I wanted to prove to her that I did print it out, and I have it sitting here on my desk. And every day before I do my video, I'm going to give it a quick glance over just to refresh my memory. And just learn to accept different things in life. And I think once I accept and understand where I am at this point in my life, I am just, I'm tired of tracking. And I know the way to lose weight is tracking, and I understand that. But I am going to try, at least for this week, just eating when I'm hungry and trying to cut down on my portion sizes, not take notice of, like, I would like a good bowl of cereal. Like if I could have a bowl of cereal in the morning, like a bowl of Wheaties, and be happy with that. I could be happy with just one small bowl of Wheaties with a banana on it with some of my milk. And that would get me through to like a nice lunch and have a nice like egg salad sandwich or something. But I don't do that because there's so many points in a bowl of Wheaties. If I had just had a bowl of Wheaties for breakfast with the milk and the Wheaties, and it comes out to like almost 15 points. And I think 15 points for a bowl of cereal. And then when I look at the calories just don't justify the amount of points. So I plan on just for this week, just eating when I'm hungry, trying to eat smaller portions, and not so much worry about the points. Because I think if I'm eating healthy, I don't have to really worry that much about the points. Where I got to really worry about the points is if I go off the grid, so to speak, and like eat extra bread or eat extra bagels or extra cereal. Like instead of having one bowl of cereal, having 2 bowls of cereal. Instead of like a half a cup of pancake mix, using a whole cup. I understand the logic in it. I really do. And I think that I just need a week. I just need a week to get myself back on track. Once Lent starts, I know I can get back on track. But I just have to do that and do the best that I can and try my best to improve on my things in life. I just have to kind of go with the flow. Kind of like, I am happy to report that I somewhat stayed with my plan going to the restaurant last night. I'll tell you why I went a little bit different, a little bit off the rails, is I was going to have a cup of potato soup. At my particular Texas Roadhouse, they didn't have that. The only soup they had was chili, and I didn't really want a bowl of chili because I had had chili the day before for lunch. So I opted for the salad, which was 6 points, which was the same amount of points as the cup of soup. And then I had the low-calorie ranch dressing, which I normally wouldn't have had. So I kind of made exceptions for that. I had the nicest server, but also the flakiest server. She was flaky because when I ordered my meal, I had ordered the smothered chicken, which comes with chicken, obviously chicken, and some cheese on top with some mushrooms and onions. And I looked it up on the app, and the portion size that I was getting was 3 points. And so then I ordered that with the green beans. And when I got my dinner, I got a piece of dried up grilled chicken that was overcooked. And she set it down, and I looked at her and I said, "This is not what I ordered." And she says, yes, that's exactly what you ordered. And I said, no, I ordered the smothered chicken. And she says, well, that is smothered chicken. And I go, no, smothered chicken should have cheese on it, and I should have some mushrooms and onions on it. And she says, well, I can bring it back in the kitchen and put some cheese and onions and mushrooms on it. And I go, no, that's okay. I'll just keep it. I never send food back. I just never do send food back. I just don't. I really don't. And so then she said, well, it's exactly what you ordered. You ordered the smothered chicken. And I go, yes, I ordered the smothered chicken, and this is not smothered chicken. And she looked at it and she says, no, that's the pecan crusted chicken. She said, you know what I did is instead of typing the smothered chicken in, I typed in the pecan crusted chicken. And I go, it's okay, I'll just eat this. And she's, no, let me bring it back. I'll get you another plate. It should only take about 5 or 10 minutes. And Jim's already got his food at this point. I eat very slow as it is. Jim finishes his dinner and then he waits for me because that's how slow I eat. You'd never know it for this size because they say the slower you eat, the less likely you are to gain weight. That's a myth, let me tell you. But anyway, no, not really, because I just don't listen to my brain telling me, you had enough. I just think I can get one more bite in. Shut up, brain. I can get one more bite in. I know that. I know that's what happens. But I said, no, it's chicken. I ordered chicken. I'll just eat this chicken. No, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. And I go, no. And she says, no, please, let me bring it back. And so we got in this little argument. And I said, no, it's fine. I'll just eat this. It's going to be okay. And so she says, oh, okay, if you're sure. And I go, yeah, I'm sure. So it was so overdone. It was like cutting into a piece of steak that was well done. It was like he had to really cut it. There was no juice. It was like the worst piece of chicken I've ever had in my life. It really was. It was awful. I only ate half of it. It was that bad. It was just that bad. And she kept coming by and apologizing. Oh, how's the chicken? How's the chicken? Well, first of all, I'm not going to send food back. And even if she was going to bring it back and give me another meal, they're going to throw that food away. And I don't want food to be wasted. Maybe somebody in the kitchen might have ate it. Maybe not. But it just to me seemed like a waste of food. And it was the same price as the other chicken. So it wasn't like anything for that. So I ate half of the chicken. I ate my green beans and I had my salad. And then the whole time I'm thinking, if I would have just ordered my ribs, I would have got the right order. I just know I would have got the right order. And then I had my iced tea, and I had about that much left in the glass. And she comes to clear the table off, and the only thing she takes is my glass of tea. I'm thinking, what does she have against me? It's just like, so I finished up with my water. Jim says, well, you can have some of my Pepsi. And I go, no, I'm not. I'm trying to get away from the Pepsi, but thank you for the offer and that. So it was just, But it turned out it was less points. The smothered chicken was 3 points. The awful pecan crusted chicken was 0 points if I would have ate the whole thing. So it was 0 points whether I ate the whole thing or not. But I know I'll never order it again. For that, I know I would never order that again. I have had the smothered chicken and I do like it. But and it was a better choice than the ribs that I would have normally picked. So, but it was the whole point of being out with Jim. It was a nice night. We didn't have to wait. We walked in and we were seated right away. So, and we had a good time. Then we came home and watched TV together, and that was it. So it was a good night all the way around. And I felt good that I stayed within my points. I even used less points. I did have a roll. I told you I was going to have a roll, and I did have the butter on it. I told you I was going to do that. But it would have been nice to have the chicken that I ordered. But I had chicken, so I don't know. But those kind of things seem to happen to me sometimes. I don't know why. Maybe it's like I have that look like, you can give her anything. She'll eat anything. Look at the size of her. She'll eat anything. Like, hey, Mikey, he likes it. It's like me, there's not very salmon. But I'm going to try it on my cruise. I am going to try it on my cruise. Made my final payment today on the cruise. That was another thing I did today. So I made the final payment on that. And Danny called me at 7 a.m. And my phone he must have caught it right away because I never heard my phone ring. And when I woke up at 10 o'clock, I called him and he didn't answer. And then I kind of panicked because I'm thinking, he knows not to call me that early unless it's an emergency. So then I texted him and I said, are you okay? Because now I'm worried. You're not answering your phone. And then he called me right back. He says, no, I butt dialed you. And I hung up real quick. But I didn't think it rang on your end, which I don't think it did either because I didn't hear it. Because he has all my kids have different ringtones. His is Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. So I would have heard that song and I know I would have known it was him, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And then that's it, I guess. Yep, nothing else to talk about. Just gonna move on with my life, and just accept who I am. I just have to accept. I have to understand why I'm behaving like this. There's got to be a reason, and I'm really going to really go in deep prayer and thought this weekend to figure out why I am sabotaging myself. There's got to be a reason. Something happened within the last 6 or 7 months that I'm not aware of consciously, that's bothering me, that is causing me to eat for comfort. And I can't think of what it is, but I'm going to be in deep prayer this weekend to figure out what it is so I can accept my behavior, understand it, and then do my best to improve it. Okay, that's going to do it for tonight. So until we see each other again, talk to you soon.